start seated in easy cross-legged Sukhasana, sitting up tall, closing the eyes, and then just turning your palms to the ceiling. Take in Shi Mudra, 4 fingers and thumb to touch. Just checking into the body, checking into the breath. Coming away from your external stimulations, coming away from your rituals of the day, your responsibilities. Here for your physical practice of yoga. Just notice your shoulders, if you're holding any tension in your shoulders. Breathe into your shoulders, into your neck. You're holding any tension in your face. Just check into your eyes, cheeks, and jaw. And sitting up tall, lift your heart. Slowing your breath down. In this moment to really center yourself. So whatever's going on in your life, just try and park it to one side. Now, if you can, try to keep your eyes closed and feeling your way into wide knee child's pose. So literally just taking your feet to one side, taking your knees out wide, big toes to touch, sitting back onto your heels, and then lowering your torso, extending your arms out in front, lowering your torso all the way to the mat. Stay with that long, elongated breath. And now I want you to think into your right ribs. And thinking into your right ribs, I want you to move your right ribs to the right. So it's just a small movement. It's not a huge movement, but it's just taking that space, that area, and deepening the stretch. Breathing into your right rib cage. Placing your hands into the mat, shoulder distance apart. And then bring your ribs back to center. Think into your left rib cage. And move your left rib cage to the left. Small movement. Try not to move it into the shoulders. You want to isolate just the ribs. Just the ribs. Keeping the shoulders square. Breathing into the left. And then back to center. And now take your back ribs to the ceiling. Now it's only a small movement, not like cat-cow. Keep pressing your hands into the floor. Breathing into the back ribs. Then bring your back ribs to center and bring your front ribs to the floor. Front ribs to the floor. Bring it back to center, continue with your elongated breath, and we're going to do that all together, moving in a circular motion. So starting off by moving your right ribs to the right, then bring your back ribs to the ceiling. Take your left ribs to the left, and your front ribs to the mat. Take your ribs back to center, take your ribs over to the left. Breathing in back to the ceiling, over to the right. And then back to the floor. Back to center. And then bring your ribs to the ceiling. Take your chin into your chest. And then start to lift all the way up and forward, bringing your torso up and forward, and then rocking all the way back. So it's an undulating movement, so you want to tuck in your tailbone, bring your back ribs to the ceiling, and then bring the torso forward, chin into the chest, coming all the way forward, and then rocking all the way back. One more time. Tailbone to the ceiling, back ribs to the ceiling, and then, tuck in, and then back ribs to the ceiling, coming forward, and then lifting your head last, and then rocking your body back, going into a tabletop position, stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips, cat-cow. Breathing in, spreading the hands, breathing out. Think into the knuckles, as well as the fingers and the thumb. So you're not just using the heel of the hand, hugging the forearms in, shoulders away from the ears. Action happening in the pelvis and the torso. So having created space in your ribs, this should feel a little bit more free. One more. And then just bring your knees a little bit closer together, so narrower than hip distance. And then take your right leg out behind, lifting your right leg up to the height of your hip, flex and point your right foot. Try not to collapse too much into the lumbar spine. Keep pressing the knuckles and the fingers, and then rotate your right foot clockwise and then anti-clockwise. And then just come to where the foot is flexed, then the leg is long, so there's no kink in the knee. And we're going to take the left hand away and bring it just by your side. Rotate your palm away, thumb towards the ceiling, and then lift your thumb up towards the ceiling, as high as your arm can go. And then once you've gone as high as you can go, then start to rotate, taking this circular motion into the shoulder. So we're going to go for a swim, and then bring it down to the floor, along with your right knee. Other side, left foot extends away, lift it to the height of your hip, and then point and flex. Try to keep the leg nice and long, so you're working into the midline of the leg. And then a big circle with the ankle. Clockwise, and then anti-clockwise. Just the ankle more so than the leg. And then end with the flexed foot, and then take the right hand just by your side, rotate the palm away, thumb to the ceiling, and then start to work the thumb up towards the ceiling. Once you've reached as high as you can go, then start to rotate, coming forward, all the way to the mat. Sit back onto your heels, and then lift your forearms with your hands flexed, fingers down, and then up. And circle, one way and the other way. Shake it out. And place your hands by your knees, and then lift your knees away from the floor. Stretch in the front of the feet, squeeze it in. That's it, lovely. Breathe it in. Breathe that lower. Bring your weight ever so slightly forward, tuck the toes of both feet under. Sitting back onto your heels, just rock for a few back and forwards first. Warming up the toes. And then sit back onto your heels and roll the shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Now big circles for the arms for 3, 2, 1. One more, reaching the ceiling. And then into cactus arms. So arms are elbows, triceps are parallel with the floor. Squeeze, make a fist, and then bring your elbows back. Squeeze in the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart, lift your gaze. And then tuck your chin in, reach your arms to the ceiling, and back down to the mat. And then pad it out. Coming into plank, so take the right leg out behind, and then the left leg out behind. So, in plank, draw everything in, heart towards your spine, ribs down towards your hips, hips towards your ribs. Lift the knees, squeeze the thigh muscles, squeeze the buttocks, and take your weight up to the right hand, left hand comes behind. Turn the palm away, thumb to the ceiling, reach it up, rotate. Back down, other other side. Right hand by your side, rotate the palm away, thumb to the ceiling, reach up and circle. And now rock your body forward and back. Not your hips going up and down, use your toes to rock your body forward and back. Good. 2 more, forward and back, 1 more, forward, keep breathing, and back. Bend the knees, sit back towards your heels, and then lift the hips up. Stepping up into your first downward dog, walk it out, pad the feet. Ujjayi. 1 more. Bend both knees, lift your gaze, and a big step up with the right foot. Lower the back knee to the floor, keep the toes tucked under, and we're going to reach the arms up to the ceiling and circle. For 3, try to keep your hips low. 2, think into your right big toe to help with balance. And 1, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Cactus arms, fists, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Lift the gaze, breathing in. Breathing out, back to center. Reach the hands to the floor. Now if you want, coming into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So untuck your toes. If you want to use your 2 blocks, you start to bring your hips back, flexing your right foot, using your blocks or without your blocks. Now as it's still early days, we don't want to fall too deeply into that straight forward leg. So just stay lifted, breathe in, keep the foot flexed. If it's too much, then bend the knee. It's a big stretch working into the whole of the back of the leg. Try to keep your shoulders square, so you're always working on alignment. If one shoulder is taking more than the other, then the body is not aligned. 1 more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, slowly start to rock the body forward. Tuck the toes of the back foot under. Lift the knee away. And then lift the hips, slide that right foot back, plank. And then downward dog. Bend the knees. Lift your gaze. And then step up with your left. Bring your left foot with your 2 hands. Drop the back knee, keep the toes tucked. Reach the arms up. Circle for 3. Lower the hips. 2. Tailbone tuck, belly in. 1. Reach up. Cactus arms. 2 fists. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the heart, lift your gaze, breathing in. Exhale, reach, release. And lower the hands to the mat. Use blocks or without blocks. Untuck your toes. Bring the hips back, straight to the left. Toes to the ceiling. Hips are square, shoulders square. So we're not lifting the left hip. Use your blocks. They're there as props to assist. Keep breathing. Stay with your breath. 1 more. Breathing in. And on the out breath, slowly start to bend into that left knee, bringing the weight forward. Tuck the toes of the back foot under. Lift the back knee. Slide back plank. Lift the hips, downward dog. Walk it out. And now take this opportunity, before we move deeper into the class, you can always pivot on your feet so the toes go to the left, and then sink the hips a little, keeping your shoulders square. So now work it even more into the left side ribs. And then other side, pivoting your toes to the right, heels to the left, bending the knees, keeping the shoulders square, stretch it into the right side body. And then back to center. Bend your knees, lift your gaze. Big step up with your right. Big step up with your left. Bend the left, keep the right straight, and reach and rotate round to the right. Hand can be on a block, high, mid, or low. And then drop the right. Right knee bends, left leg straight. Reach the left arm up. Deep breath in. Breathing in. And on the out breath, lower. Come up halfway. Hands to your shins. Straighten the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Rise all the way up to extend the mountain. Exhale to your heart. Reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Take the right hips to the right. Lift the left heel away, and then a side stretch over, stacking the shoulders. Don't come forward with the right shoulder. Relax the left arm. Breathing in. Breathing out. Coming back to center. Left arm to the ceiling. Left hip to the left. Right heel lifts, and then side stretch over to the right. Stacking shoulders, stacking hips. Energy out through your fingertips. No soft arms. One more breath. In through the nose. And exhale. Back to center. Both arms reach up. Inhale. Exhale. Hands in prayer to your heart. Close your eyes. And set a little intention. Positive affirmation. Deep breath in. Now on the exhale, flutter your eyelids open. Surya Namaskar. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive, coming forward. Bend the knees if you need to. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back, 1, 2. Plank. And if you need to lower your knees, lower the knees. Hug the forearms in and slowly lower into chaturanga. Shoulders away from the ears. Don't lower the shoulders lower than your elbows. Upward dog or cobra. Heart forward, shoulders fast. Lift your gaze, squeeze the bum cheeks. And then flip the feet. Engaging Uddiyana Bandha. Downward dog. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Slow it down. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 5. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Stepping up to the front of your mat. 1, 2. Half lift. Straighten the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale to your heart. Side 2. Inhale. Coming forward. Hinge from your hips. Straight spine. Fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back. 1, 2. Plank. Hug those arms. Chaturanga. Slow. No lower than your elbows. Upward dog. Downward dog. So try to keep your shoulders higher than your elbows. Inhale 1. Exhale. So do your little scan of your body throughout your 5 breaths, or your first breath. Knuckles, press them in. Rotate your biceps, creating space in your upper back. Try not to jump into the shoulders. Shoulder blades back and down, ribs in, belly in. Sit bones, lift up. One more breath, inhale. And on exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Now you can choose to step 1, 2, or a little spring, jump into the front of your mat. Good, half lift, lovely. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Reach, 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 lift the knees, squeeze the thighs, and hands to your heart. Good. Last time, inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Try to keep length in that spine. Inhale, half lift, keep length. Good. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Jump or step back, plank. Chaturanga, nice and slow. Shoulders, upward dog. Downward dog. Good. Beautiful. Do your scan of your body. And if you find that your heels can easily reach the floor, then lift your toes. Lift your toes. Toes align with heels. Good. Uddiyana Bandha, your lock. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, bend your knees. Jump to the front of your mat. Let me push. Then half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Stepping up to the front of your mat. To your heart. Come into a seated squat. And the feet are apart and the knees are apart. Have a quick peek down and see your 10 toes. We're going to reach the arms all the way up, thumbs to the ceiling, and then we're going to sweep that right arm back and look back at our right hand. And then bring it back up to the ceiling. Sweep the left arm back. Look back at your hand. And then bring it back up to the ceiling. Take your hands to your heart and step back with your left foot to the front of your mat. Keep that right knee bent and stay forward with your torso, nice and slow and controlled. Stay forward with your torso. You're really grinding into that right big toe before you start to move. Lift the torso, so now the shoulders are stacked. Think into that right foot and then reach your arms up. Keep the ribs in and the belly in. Don't collapse the torso forward. We're going to circle the arms like we did in low lunge for 3, 2, fix your gaze, 1, reach the arms up, come into cactus, make 2 fists, bring the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, lift the gaze, grind into the feet, breathe in, on the exhale straighten, open into warrior 2, warrior 2. Back heel drops, right knee stays bent. 3 rotations, right knee to the right, left hip to the back, nose to the right. Fix your gaze. To strengthen the legs, you need to deepen the stance. Sink the hips, lift the ribs away from the hips. Draw the navel in and tuck in your tailbone. Energy out through your fingertips. Arms shoulder height. Slow and steady breaths. From warrior 2, we're going to move into Trikonasana. So start to straighten your front knee and then bring the ribs that you loosened from the child's pose forward and rotate round and down over your front leg. Left hand to the ceiling, looking up at your thumb. Good. Now the full pose is where you take your 2 peace fingers and hold on to your toe. But I find, for the majority of people, that will compensate the top hip. So I don't care about the toe. I would prefer the integrity of the pose being hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. So you're working into the side body. Beautiful. Grind it into the feet. Both legs are straight. It looks like nothing's happening inside, but we want the top ribs to rotate back and the bottom ribs to rotate forward. Draw the navel in, gorgeous. Stay with your breath. One more. Breathe in. And on the out breath, rotate your nose. So now you're looking down at the block I just placed in front of your foot. Start to bend into that right knee, place your hand on the block or the floor, and then start to lift your left leg away from the floor. Keeping the hips stacked, just as the same position as Trikonasana, now with the leg lift. Flex the top foot so you're really activating the top leg. Good. Shoulder stack, hip stack. Beautiful. Stay there. One more breath. That's good job. Slowly from there, we're going to square the hips. So start to rotate the left hip down and bend into that right knee and swoop the left leg through and then place it on the right knee. You can support the bent leg, so the left knee and the left foot is supported by your 2 hands. Sinking the hips down into your one-legged squat. You can support the bent leg or bring your hands into your heart. Fix your gaze at a point beyond your nose. The back of the neck is long so you're not lifting your head. Good, beautiful. Really good. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, we're going to step back with that left leg, lowering the hands to the floor into our high lunge. And then step back with the right, but keep the right leg lifted into a one-legged plank. Lower into chaturanga, shoulders no lower than your elbows. And then upward dog, front of the feet stretches, squeeze the bum cheeks, and then downward dog. Take a deep breath here. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze, push off the feet, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands to your heart, feet hip distance apart into your squat. Peek at your toes. Breathe in. And on the exhale, reach up. Sweep the left arm back, looking back. Keep the hips square. And then reach it back up. Keep bending the knees. Squeeze the bum cheeks right. And sweep it back up. Take your hands to your heart. And take the weight to the left foot. Step back with the right. Stay low with the torso in humble present. And then straighten the torso. Draw the navel in. Try not to be too far back or too tilted. Shoulders stacked. And then reach the arms up. Circle. For 3. Back knee is lifted. 2. And 1. End with the arms to the sky. Cactus arms, make 2 fists. Bring the elbows back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Micro back bend. Breathe it in. And on the exhale, straighten. Breathe in. And on the exhale, warrior 2. So the left foot and knee didn't move. The action happened in the right hip and the right heel. Gorgeous. And maybe when you find you're here and the legs aren't far enough apart, you can adjust. Lift that back knee, squeeze the thigh. Tuck in your tailbone. Length through the midline, so from your perineum all the way like a zip. A zip in your coat, you're zipping up. Rounding the head to the ceiling, gorgeous. Keep rotating the left knee to the left, don't allow it to come in. And you need to use your feet, press your feet into the mat, gorgeous. One more breath, breathe in. From here, we're starting to straighten the left leg and then bring the left ribs forward. Left arm forward. And then rotate without compensating the top shoulder, the right hip. Keep them stacked. Much better. Beautiful. You see, when we take the toes out of the equation, the torso is perfect. Good. Keep grinding into the feet. Really lovely shape. So much better. Breathe. Keep reaching with the top hand. So you want to touch the thighs, but your hands want to touch the water. Your bottom hand wants to touch the water. One more breath. Breathe in. And on our breath, all we're doing is rotating the nose. Look down at the floor. Then start to bend into the left. And then a little push off the back foot. And then lift it up to the ceiling. Keeping those lovely formation of your hips and your shoulders. And if you find that you're really good with your balance, you can perhaps take the left hand away. Breathe it in. And on the out breath, start to bend into that left leg, swooping it through the center, and then supporting your leg, the bent knee, with your hand, place it on your left, sinking the hips. So now we're stretching the glute that we were activating in your Trikonasana and our Ardha Chandrasana. We're giving it a nice stretch. Hands can be at your heart. Flex your right foot to support the knees. This is a little bit like pigeon. One more breath. Breathe in. And nice and controlled, we're going to step back with that right leg. Lowering the hands to bring the left foot. And then step back with the left. Keep it lifted into your one-legged plank. Slowly control into Chaturanga. And then point the toes. Squeeze the bum. Upward dog. Into downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Opportunity to reset before the next flow sequence. Good. One more. Deep breath in. And on out breath, take your weight over to the left foot and bring your right leg to the ceiling. Right leg to the ceiling. I want you to bend the right knee and open the right knee to the right. So the right foot is going to come to the left. The right foot is going to come to the left. So essentially the shin, you want to work the shin all the way up to the ceiling. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. I rotate you. Yeah, so you're allowed to lift that hip. That's it. So the shin is working its way up to the ceiling. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, lift your gaze, look to the front of your mat, and then a big step up with your right foot to free your foot with your hands. And then we're going to pivot, walk the hands all the way around, and take your toes with you. Grab your 2 blocks, and we're going to do a little supported forward fold right here, supported forward fold. So the 2 blocks are underneath your shoulders, so that allows for us to work on our straight spine. So same as we do in tabletop on our half lift, our sit bones are pointed to the other side of the room, crown of the head to the side you're facing, and we want to bring our heart towards the floor. Draw the navel in, shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades back and down. So then we're going to move to the right, so bend the right knee deeply and take your blocks with you to the right. Keep the left leg straight, shoulder distance apart with the blocks. Good. So now we're stretching into the left adductor, the inner thigh muscle. Good. Keep bringing your heart, keep the shoulders square. Don't collapse into the right shoulder because we move to the right. And then start to straighten the right and bend deeply into the left. Bend deeply into the left. Again, check into the torso. What's it doing? Are we moving into the shoulders? Keep them square. Hips are square. Spine is long. Beautiful. That's it, Emer. Good. One more each way. So start to straighten the left. Move over to the right. So we're working on alignment here because then we're going to progress. Good. Beautiful. So again, we keep the shoulders square, so this shoulder's way lower than this shoulder. So bring it over. So here, you're like this. So bring it here. And then come back to center. Now take your blocks with you. We're going to pivot round to the right. Pivot round to the right. Take your blocks with you. That's it. And then just move your blocks to one side. Bring your hands to the floor. And then step back into a downward dog. Right leg to the ceiling. Right leg to the ceiling. Take your right knee to your nose and pivot on the left foot. Dropping the left heel to the floor, bringing the right knee underneath and extend the right leg. We did this last week, not very successfully, so we're not going to give up. We're going to try it again. Left hand to the ceiling. Now, it's a bit footly with the feet. So you bend the right knee, keep the left leg straight. Look, my right foot's on the floor. My right foot is on the floor. Right foot is on the floor. That's it, look at my foot. So it's the outside edge of the foot. Bend the right knee. Now, push into the foot and bend the left, straight to the right. Don't worry about the arms. Just think into the legs. So I know I've sat down because I'm turning around, but you keep lifted. Then bend, push into the left foot. Bend the right knee, straighten the left. And one more time. Other side. Keep this hip bones lifted. Left knee bends, right leg straight. Don't worry about the arms. Good. And then rotate. Left hand to the floor. Step back into your downward dog. Other side. Take the weight to the left, right. Take the left leg to the ceiling. Bend the knee. Open the left knee to the left. Left foot to the right. And then lift the shin up. The shin. The hip can lift. Left hip can lift. Good. Good, good, good. Squeeze. Keep lifting. Think into the shin. Stay in your downward dog position. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, big step up with the left foot. Frame your foot with your 2 hands. And then we're going to start to pivot all the way around to the right. Take your blocks with you. Then your hands around 2 blocks. Pass through the Padottanasana A. Lift your heart. Turn your blocks actually to the flat side if you don't mind. Flat side. That's it. And then place your hands on the blocks, shoulder distance apart. And then as if you're pushing the blocks away, keep your arms and your elbows parallel. With the long straight spine that you've been working on the other side, forward fold. Bend your knees in order to work on the spine. If you find, I would know your stance should be, yeah. So you're working on the spine more so than the legs. Again, we just worked on the other side. We want the heart to go down. Keep length in the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. Breathe. One more. Breathing in. And on the out breath, keep your hands on the blocks, lift your heart, straight spine, take your hands away from the blocks to your waist, and then come to a standing. One more time. Roll the shoulders, lift the heart, a little micro back bend, forward fold. This time pass through the Paladinasana deep. So the two peace fingers, option one is to wrap your peace fingers around the inside of your big toes, or hold on to your ankles, or hold on to your calves. Your legs can be straight or bent. Lift the heart, pulling on whatever position you're holding on to. And then as you exhale, you pull on the feet, the legs, elbows away from one another, shoulders away from the ears as you forward fold. That's it. Good. Try to sink into the spine, elongation. Sit bones to the ceiling, heart towards the middle part of between your two legs. Slow and steady breaths. One more. Breathe in. And on the out breath, keep holding onto the feet or the legs. Lift the heart, lift your gaze. Inhale, release your feet or the legs, hands to your waist. And then on the exhale, come to standing. Pivot on your feet. Come to our high lunge. And then stepping all the way back into your one-legged downward dog. Left leg to the ceiling. Take your left knee to your nose. And then pivot on the right foot. Heel to the floor. Left knee to the right. Straighten out the leg. And then lower the left foot to the floor. You're only going to get the outside edge of the foot to the floor before you take your right hand up to the ceiling. Now, start to bend into that left knee. So you bring on your hips forward. And then bring your hips back. Bend into the right. Bend into the left. Right hand stays up. Bend into the right. One more. Left, straighten the right. Bend into the right, straighten the left. And then rotate right hand to the floor. Stepping back into your one-legged downward dog. Lower the foot to the floor. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze, push off the floor. Little hop up. Half lift, good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to your heart. Back to our squat. Feet hip distance apart. Good. Reach the arms up. A little sweep back with the right. And back to the ceiling. Little sweep with the left. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hands to your heart. Weight to the right foot, step back with the left. Coming into crescent. Circle. 3, 2, back knee lifted. 1, hips are square. Reach up, cactus arms, fists. Bring your elbows back, lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, release. Open into warrior 2. Drop the back heel. Hold it in warrior 2. Check your position. Can you sink a wee bit lower now? We've done this is our third warrior 2. So sinking means the hips, not the torso. So remember your zip up through your midline. Reaching the arms, shoulder height. Don't collapse. Good. Rotate your nose to the right and fix your gaze on a spot, preferably the middle finger. 3. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, Parshvanasana. So we're going to bring the right ribs forward, right hand forward, and take the elbow to the thigh, because we don't want to collapse all this left shoulder, left hip. Then take the left hand and bring it all the way up and over the head, rotating your gaze, looking up at your palm. Same rotation of the torso in Trikonasana. Top ribs back, bottom ribs under. Good. Try not to collapse into the knee. The elbow is light. You can stand here, or if you want to take a bind. If you're taking the bind, wrap the top arm all the way behind your back. And then take your right shoulder to the inside of your right thigh. And then take your right arm underneath. And interlace. Once you get the interlace, then rotate the top shoulder back. Good. Beautiful. Really good. One more forearm plank. Now just as we did in our tabletop and in our plank, we're coming onto the right side and the left arm goes by your left side. Rotate the palm away, thumb to the ceiling, reach it all the way up, 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 and then circle all the way around and back down. Other side. Take the right hand by your side. These are options. You can keep both hands on the floor. Hand faces right. Rotate, circle. And then take a little jump up the feet wider, away from one another in your forearm plank. And then pivot, dropping both heels to your left. Take the right hand behind your head, right elbow to the ceiling, and lift your right ribs to the ceiling. Lift, lift, lift. Left ribs to the right ribs. Right elbow up. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Lift those hips. Don't sink. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, come back to your forearm. Other side. Pivot to the right. Take the left hand behind the head. Lift the hips. Lift the ribs. Top ribs to the ceiling. Bottom ribs to the top ribs. And breathe. One more. In. And on the exhale, pivot. Coming back to your forearm. And then start to walk the feet up. All the way up towards your body. Lifting the hips up high. Forearm downward dog. Otherwise known as dolphin. And then walk the feet back out to a forearm plank. Forearm plank. Take a deep breath in. And now on the exhale, come up into dolphin. Bringing the feet as close to you as they can go. Hips are high. Crown of the head away from the floor. Last time, back to forearm plank. Slow your breath down. Good. Then come up to plank. Right hand, left hand. Good. Downward dog. Deep breath. In. And on the out breath. Bend your knees, lift your gaze. A little push. Jump to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale to your heart. Seated squat, other side. Reach the arms up. Sweep back with your left. Look back. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands to your heart. Weight to the right foot. Step back with your left. Or no, the other side. Sorry. She will double up. Step back with your right. Reach the arms up. Circle. 3. Back knee lifted. 2. 1. Reach up. Cactus arms. Fist. Squeeze the elbows back. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze. Breathing in. Exhale. Reach up. Open into warrior 2. Drop in there. Rotating the back heel down. Good. The back heel should be facing the back of your mat. Your back toes rotated up. That's it. Open the knee. Sink the hips. Don't sink the torso. Lift the torso. Zip it up. Breathe in and out through your nose. Good. Fix your gaze. Focus. Beautiful. Gorgeous. One more. Breathe in. Parshvakonasana. On the exhale, reach. Ribs. Left arm. Thigh. Take the right arm up and over the head. Rotate your gaze. Look up at your palm. Right ribs back. Left ribs under. Good. So much progress. Gorgeous. Keep opening up the knee. Taking into your left big toe. Utilize your toes. Draw the navel in. And then it's an option. You can stay here. Take the band. Take the right arm, the top arm, and wrap it around the lower part of your back. Take your left shoulder to the inner part of your left knee, and then take your left arm underneath. There you go. And then lift and rotate that top shoulder back. Top shoulder back. That's it, good. One more. Breathe in. And on our breath, release the bind. Hands, straighten your left foot, lift your back heel, and then stepping back into your forearm plank. Forearm plank. feet wide. Take the heels over to the left. Right hand behind the head. Lift the hips. Squeeze belly in. Straighten the legs. Good. Squeeze. Breathe. Doing fantastic. Super good for the side body muscles. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, rotate through center. All the way over to the other side. Pivot. Left hand behind your head. Lift the left ribs up. Lift the right ribs up to the left. Good. Squeeze. Breathe. This is where the breath is so vital. So important. You kept that rhythm, if you kept that practice, then the body responds. One more. Breathe in. And on the out breath, rotate to forearm. Walk the feet up to dolphin. Hold it there. Squeeze. Back to forearm plank. One more up to dolphin. And then back to forearm plank. Into plank. Left arm, right arm. Downward dog. Squeeze. Slow and steady breath. Breathe in, and on the out breath, bend your knees, lift your gaze, keep your arms poker straight, fix your gaze, and push off the feet. A little jump. Good. Half lift, straighten the spine, straighten the legs, heart forward. Fold. Inhale, extend the mountain. Exhale to your heart. A little tree balance for Kasana. Take the weight to your left, release the right heel away, and rotate the right knee to the right. You can option is to place your right foot, opening the knee to the right on the ankle, slide it up to the calf, but not the knee, or take a hold of the foot and place it to the inner left thigh. When you place it on the thigh, you need to press the foot to the thigh to the foot, and then take your hands back to prayer. So no harm in keeping the foot on the ankle, just to keep that balance. And then from here, if you want to add the arms, slide your arms up the midline, reach the ceiling, and then open out. And if you want to test your balance, lift your gaze. Take a deep breath in, keep squeezing that right glute. Bring your hands back to center. And then bring it back to your heart. Relax the shoulders, take a deep breath in. And then slowly release. Other side. Left heel away, rotate the knee to the left. Place it on your ankle. No harm in that. That holds your balance is perfectly fine. Or to your calf. Holding your balance, or take it to your inner thigh. Once you get it in position, take a deep breath in through your nose, squeeze the belly in, squeeze the glutes, and then slide your hands up. Reach. Touch the ceiling, then open out. Lift your gaze. If you really want to check your balance, bring it back to center. And then bring it, slide it back to your heart. Take a deep breath in. And then release. Vinyasa to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, jump or step back into chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Lower the knees. Cross your feet. And then sit back. Lifting your legs up into boat. Into boat. Navasana. Now, you are welcome to bend the knees, but if you can straighten the legs, straighten the legs. Arms out in front. Lift your gaze, look up at your toes. Beautiful. Breathe. No harm in keeping those knees bent. Feet in line with your knees. Shoulders away from the ears, back and down. Straight spine. Heart lifted. One more. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, slowly lower the feet. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Flex your feet. Circle for 3, 2. Feet together, legs together. 1. to the ceiling, cactus arms, fists. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart for the last time, breathe in. And on exhale, reach, forward fold. Hands to the toes, shins to the outside of the legs. Lift the heart, lift your gaze, breathing in. And on the exhale, fold. Close your eyes. There's no movement, there's no balance. Just sink into the backs of the legs. And if your knees are bent, please keep your feet flexed. It's about building the memories in your muscles so that each time you can work that a little bit deeper. Slowing the breath now so that your exhale is twice as long as your inhale, whether it's 3 by 6 or 4 by 8, 5 by 10. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, hold it onto the feet, shins or floor. Lift the heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, release. Scoot your bum forward. Take your block, just place it to the right side of your right hip. Yeah, just one block. And then lower all the way up to the mat. Take your feet and your knees hip distance apart. And then lift your pelvis away from the floor. We're going to do, this is bridge, Setu Bandha, and we're going to do a supported bridge. Now, if you don't know what a supported bridge is with your block, if you lower it all the way back down and then just take a wee pick up at me. Otherwise, I'll just describe it while I'm doing it. Coming into bridge, you then take your heels as close towards your sit bones as they can go. Then rise up onto the balls of your feet. Lift your pelvis super high to the ceiling. And then grab your block. And on the high side, you place it just at your tailbone, between your tailbone and your sacrum. And make sure your block is flat on your mat. Roll the shoulders in towards one another as we've been doing all throughout our practice. And then lower the soles of the feet onto the mat so that you are now supported, resting on a block. You do not move your neck whatsoever in this position because it is an invulnerable position. Keep the nose and the eyes to the ceiling. Chin towards your chest. Just holding it here. Now, if you're quite open and you want to work a little bit deeper, please don't move your neck, you can just listen. You can straighten out your legs. Your right leg and then your left leg, but only if you feel quite secure. It's an intense extension of the spine.
What do you mean, still keep your feet on the floor?
Yeah, so you're straightening out the legs. Yeah, just lift one at a time. Yeah, straighten them out. That's it, so you feel it way more in your back, yeah? That's it. So don't move your neck. How does that feel, everybody? Good, good, nice release. You shouldn't feel any pain. It should feel actually quite nice. I like it. And then if you want to, you can stay with your legs straight or start to bend them again. Whatever feels good for you, this is your practice. Whatever feels good in your body. Keep the shoulder blades rolled back, arms are nice and relaxed. And then as an additional option, again, don't move your neck, you don't need to look up, you can just listen. If your legs are straight, you can bring them back to where you were with the knees bent, feet and knees hip distance apart, and then extend your right leg up to the ceiling. And what this does is allows the blood to run from your feet all the way to your heart, making it a little bit easier in your heart to pump the blood. Getting rid of stale blood in our feet. Taking a few breaths here. Not altogether restorative, but somewhat restorative. One more breath with one leg up. And then on the exhale, lower that right foot should be on the floor, your right knee is bent, and if it's the other side, with the right leg up, your left foot should be on the floor. You shouldn't feel any pain or any pinching. So this is just options. You don't need to extend the leg. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the out breath, slowly lower your leg back to the mat. And then you're coming back onto the balls of your feet, lifting the pelvis away from the block, and then take the block from underneath. Lower the heels to the mat, not the pelvis. And then just as you do in bridge, we lower each vertebrae one at a time. Back onto your mat. And once you arrive onto the mat, walk your feet out to the edge. Bring the knees together. Slide your arms away from your body. And bring both knees over to the right. Breathe in. And on the out breath, bring it back to center, over to the left. Breathe in. Back to center, and the exhale, over to the right. Breathe in. Exhale back to center, over to the left. Back to center. Walk the feet hip distance apart, knees together, feet together, or sorry, not hip distance, feet together, knees together. And then slide your arms just to the height of your shoulders. Hands rotated up. Squeeze the legs together. Draw the navel in so the whole of the back is on your mat, and then drop both knees over to the left. Rotate your nose if you have the freedom in your neck in the opposite direction of your knees, so to the right. So close your eyes, and I want you to just connect to the ebb and flow of your breath, and follow your breath in, down your spine, and then follow your breath up your spine as you exhale. So breathe in prana, and then breathe in out, apana. Try to relax the shoulders. One more. Breathing in, down your spine. And on the exhale, engage your tummy as you bring your knees through center and over to the other side. Rotating your nose in the opposite direction of your knees. Breathe in, down your spine. Exhale, up your spine. One more. Breathe in, down your spine. And on the exhale, squeeze the belly in, bring the knees to center. Bring the knees then into the chest. Hold on to the tops of the knees or the shins. Lengthen your spine and rock your body from side to side. Come back to center, reach the right arm up and over. Roll over onto your right side. And then push the floor back with your left hand, coming up into a seated position. And grab your glutes. Or your jumpers. Coming into relaxation. Give your way. noticing your breath, your sensations, pulsations. And then coming away from all of your sensations, back to your breath. And knowing every time you inhale, you're breathing in all the fresh oxygen, moving freely around your body. And as you exhale, you are letting go, removing all the parts within you that you no longer need. Taking your awareness to the crown of your head. Relax the crown of your head, back of your head, sides of your head, forehead. Relax your frown lines, your eyebrows, eyebrow center, eyelids and eyes, nose, nostrils, cheeks, ears, upper lip, lower lip. Unclench your teeth. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw and your chin, throat and neck. The tops of your shoulders, collarbones, chest, heart, your front ribs, side ribs, back ribs, your belly, belly button, pelvis, your hips, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, tops of your feet, big toes, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, soles of your feet, heels, Achilles, calves, the backs of your knees, your hamstrings, buttocks, lower back, middle back, shoulder blades, upper back, shoulders, armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, heel of your hands, thumbs, forefingers, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, the back of your hands and the palm of your hands. Your whole body. Scan from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Your breath like a blanket. Soft. Wrapping you up in warmth and security. Removing any remnants of tension that remains in your body. With every breath, letting go of your muscles, ligaments, tendons, fascia, allowing each organ to relax. Deep within you, covered up and forgotten, like a shoebox of childhood mementos, there is a voice that calls to you. It comes from a place of secret beauty. It speaks to the sounds of your soul. Answer the call. You are on this earth for a reason, your reason. In my hometown there used to be rivers, since paved over. Blacktop and mailboxes reside where bullfrogs once croaked. You can't hear the ripples, but the river flows inexorably underneath. We are always more than we are. Your ribs are angels. Each wing flaps as your lungs move to bring forth the song of God within you. Give your hand to grace. Offer your heart to the holy. Inscribe your name on the moon as it dances across the sky. Take a wrecking ball to the prisons around your vulnerability. Jackhammer the hardened layers of pain, blame, and breakup, which keep your love from reaching to the call. Good vibrations run through your vocal cords. Powerful light of royal abundance, candle flaming hills of courage. I am speaking to you. Stage dive into your playfulness. Don't settle. Everything is for you. Coming back to your breath. The coolness of your in and the warmth of your out. Feel the expansion of your chest with your in-breath and your ribs and your belly. And then naturally contract as you exhale and release. Become aware of the parts of your body lying on the mat. And the space that your body takes up on the mat and on the floor in the studio. And you're aware of your surroundings, the sounds. And then becoming aware of your fingers and of your toes. And slowly begin to wiggle your body by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And then relax. Relax your hands and relax your feet. Bring your awareness into your tummy. Drawing it in a little. Slide your heels one at a time up towards your sit bones. Knees to the ceiling. Take a moment here, allow your spine to adjust. And when you're ready, take your knees into your chest, holding onto the tops of your knees. Lengthen your spine and rock your body from side to side. Back to center. Reach your right arm up and over your head. Roll over onto your right side. Left hand on the floor in front of your heart. Slowly from there, push the floor away, coming up into seated pulsing. Crown your head to the ceiling. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart, and then rock to feet. Place it over your eyes, and open your eyes behind your palms. Squeeze them shut open, squeeze them shut open. Look up, look down, look to the right, to the left. Rotate your eyes clockwise, anti-clockwise. And then close them again behind your palms as you take your palms together in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in.